In this video, we will discuss negative ranking factors. Negative ranking factors are things that you do on your website that actually are harming your rankings, meaning you're making it difficult for you to rank high within the Google search engine, the Bing search engine, or the Yahoo search engine. Here are some of those methods: linking out to low trust websites, duplicate content, not being mobile friendly, spelling and grammar issues, readability issues, broken videos or use of Flash, the ignoring the canonical URL. Linking out to low trust websites. Be very careful when linking to other sites from your website. So when you add a resource to your site, maybe if you are going through the process of creating content by curation, meaning you're putting together a list of resources, be very careful about who you link to. Send links to only trusted websites. Watch out for fly-by-night sites that you link to. Even though they may look really good, they may be a brand new website that actually just spent a lot of time on a nice clean design. If a site asks you to link to them, make sure it is a good site before you do that. Avoid linking to sites with low quality content. So that would be sites that maybe have advertisements running all over them, or very low quality content and not a lot of substance there. So be very careful there. Now, a lot of times if you're especially doing the curation method, you're not going to link to these sites anyway, because you want to make sure they have the best quality possible. And again, it's all about your users. If you're continually linking to low quality sites, they're not going to appreciate that. They're not going to want to come back to you. Now, if you are sending them to good resources, they are going to come back to you. The chance of them coming back to you increases greatly. Just like Google, they're going to put a lot of weight on you, saying, you know what, this site is quality because he's sending traffic to quality sites as well. If a site provides really good content, link to it. View the page rank and age of a site before linking to it. Use the Google toolbar to get an idea. The Google toolbar will tell you what the page rank is for that site, how it looks. Look at the Who Is data to see the age of a site that you link to. Has it been around for more than a year? That might be a good factor. If the site was just built a few months ago, there's a good chance it might be a fly-by-night. It doesn't always mean it is, but it's a good chance, and it may be something that you want to wait on and say, you know what, come back to me in a year or two if your site's still there, and then we'll talk about maybe getting a link. You don't want to just link to a site, because that could involve you having to take that link down, edit it later, and that also is a bad user experience as well. Duplicate content. Be careful about using duplicate content. We already stressed that in the on-page factors because it is so important, but I wanted to stress it again. This would include covering the same content on your site. Use unique articles on your site. Watch out for using the same headlines. That's something, especially if you have a lot of content, where you could run into that. In fact, a major article directory called Ezine Articles, which has tons of different articles, many of them actually ended up having some of the same headlines, and they've actually gotten to the point where they do not accept any articles unless they have unique headlines, completely unique, of course. Your title tag should be 100% unique. Watch out for content in the footer of your website. So those would be quotes, mission statements, other things. Make sure that you are careful about having content there that is not unique on each page. Not being mobile friendly. I've stressed this already multiple times to you. I think now you know that mobile is important. Having responsive design is also important. But again, if you're not incorporating this yet, I want to stress it one more time. It is going to harm your rankings. It's a negative factor. You need to focus on responsive web design. Search engines place a huge importance on making the experience better for their visitors. Your site should resize and adjust to fit any screen size. Drag the corner of the web browser window on your computer and you will see it resize right before your eyes. Look at your website on your mobile phones and tablets to see how it looks, how people are interacting with your content. Use Google's PageSpeed Insights tool to check for page speed and review errors that you can fix, so errors related to your content that you could improve upon. Ensure your images are sized appropriately as well. You don't want to have oversized images. It's going to be slow to load on mobile devices and on your website, so it's actually going to help your main website as well. Spelling and grammar issues, we touched on that when we were talking about quality content within your on page, but search engines really want a quality experience for their user. As I've pointed out, I sound like a broken record when I say that over and over again, but it's because it's true. If you're going to optimize your site for users, you're going to win with the search engines. Optimize meaning you're going to do everything you can with quality content, a good user experience, mobile friendly, spelling and grammar issues, all those factors you want to have in place so it's a good experience for your users. Content that is poorly written with grammar issues will cause quick bounce and hurt your site's credibility. Poorly written content, it's going to cause a decrease in site conversion because people are going to lose respect for you. They're going to say, well, if he can't spell his material correctly, how is his ebook going to be quality? Or how is this free report even going to be good? Or his newsletter? Think of your users when creating your content. If you outsource your content, ensure it is edited before you post it. That means if they do have spelling errors, have them fix it, or if they're constantly making errors, maybe find new writers, or before you post it, just review it yourself. Make sure it's up to your standards. Make sure it's a good article. Strive for well written and unique content all the time, and you'll be just fine. Readability issues. Content that is difficult to read will also negatively impact you, beyond just spelling and grammar problems. Readability is how people will read your content. We touched on this as well. Avoid using long blocks of content, so like 8 to 10 sentence paragraphs or an entire page of content with no paragraphs, line breaks, headlines. Instead, break up your content to short, easy to understand paragraphs, maybe 2, 3 sentences. This makes it very easy on the eyes. People are going to want to stay around and read. It's actually going to cause people to quickly bounce off your site and will impact your rankings. If you have a low bounce rate, it's going to hurt your quality score. Your background color and font should be easy on the eyes. Traditionally, most common is a white background with black font. Here for these PowerPoints, I'm using a blue background with a white font, but you notice the content jumps off the screen there. Most website case though, a white background with black font. Doesn't mean you can't have fancy stuff around the edges and maybe an image in the background or some cool things to make your site look good, but the main content piece, if you look at any of the most popular blogs out there, you look at Amazon, you look at eBay, what do they have in common? The main text area is a white background with black font. Dark backgrounds with a light colored font have proven difficult for some people to read, especially depending on age too. Sometimes that can have a factor. People's eyes get worse. They may have a difficult time reading your content. So be very careful when you're going about that process. Be cognizant of that. White background, black font, you're going to be just fine. Broken links and videos or use of Flash. Bring your videos up to new standards like MP4 files. If you're using videos that have Flash, it may not display in everyone's browser. It may not display, especially on somebody's mobile device. MP4 files, those are kind of used across all mobile phones, devices, super easy, they look good. Avoid using Flash videos. iPhones and iPads, for example, struggle to play Flash videos. Search engines won't deliver results for a poor experience. Remember how important mobile search is. Consider using videos and embed your videos onto YouTube. If you're going to display videos, maybe upload them to YouTube and then put them on your website, because YouTube does a really good job of optimizing, and so it's going to help you. Plus, if your video is found on YouTube, it may get you additional traffic from the YouTube search engine, because remember, YouTube is a search engine by itself. Use WordPress plugins that allow for embedding of MP4 files. Look for videos that don't play on your site and be careful to fix those. Check your Google Webmasters tools as well for broken website links. These means, if somebody clicks on a link and it goes to a 404 error page, or it links off to a site that's no longer there, those are problems that you need to fix as well. And you need to make sure you're very careful about going through and cleaning that kind of stuff up. Too many of those links will actually hurt your website. So check your Google Webmaster tools for those notifications. They may even send you an auto alert. There are some ways you could set that up, but also just check in as a good practice, maybe once a month, log in, or once a week, have your webmaster do that just to clean anything up. Websites with lots of broken links will be negatively impacted in the search engine rankings. The final thing is ignoring canonical URLs. Remember that yoursite.com and www.yoursite.com are considered different links to the search engines. When getting backlinks to these two links, the benefit and PageRank would actually be split amongst them. So if you're doing link building correctly and getting quality links to your site, you do want to be careful as far as, making sure it's consistent. Be consistent with the link you choose, especially when you're doing your promoting. If you're going to be running maybe posters around your town, business cards, doing YouTube videos, keep them all with www.yourdomain, or keep them all just yourdomain.com. Be consistent with how you do it. In the next update, what we're going to talk about, the next video, updates, search engine updates, and understanding Google PageRank.